Welcome back to Ravenwood Farm. So we're just claiming those contracts that we did at the end of the last episode for the ploughing, and we're going to stick in a BGA, $135-ish thousand. I'll try and remember to put a link in for it. I found it via watching FSG and Arxy Gaming's multiplayer stream, but we have a ton of manure to get through. So I am hoping that owning the BGA will increase the processing speed compared to the BGA on the map, which still hasn't processed what we've put in over the last couple of episodes. Yeah, it doesn't hold a huge amount. Holds less than a trailer full. We'll stick the manure processing on. We don't really have much to do now. We need to roll the grass, but that's it until harvest really. So I'm going to get on with rolling the grass and see how it does processing. Got it on 5 times speed, so hopefully by the time we've rolled the grass we can get a bit more manure into the BGA. That little lag spike was the power cable falling out of the back of my laptop. As if you're a regular viewer, you know, I play on a laptop and its performance is very dependent on it being plugged into wall power, and when it drops out it gets a bit ropey because I play on really fairly high settings. So yeah, if you were curious as to why the game suddenly lagged and it looked like the video paused, it was because the power lead fell out of the back of my laptop. The BGA is hopefully a much better use of that little bit of land. We'd maybe put something on that spot we've just rolled as well at some point. I have had a look at the economics of using a BGA, and it should be quite profitable. It's totally different to FS19 obviously, and I'm thinking of doing a video on it, on the details of how the economics work versus just selling. Obviously you can use the BGA as a sell point, owning it or not, and just comparing that to actually what you get when you own it, because when you own the BGA you produce electricity, methane and digestate. Obviously if you're running electrically powered or methane powered tractors, you can use that to fuel your tractors. If not, you can sell it. It's a lot like other productions, you can either put it to storing or selling. I have assumed you don't take a price hit for putting it to selling, because there's no way of taking electricity somewhere to sell. It's an interesting question. So we'll just get this washed, and then we'll go back to having a look at the BGA. I think I definitely want to do a video, not a time-lapse type let's play video, on how the BGA works and the economics of it and stuff. But yeah, it's really slow processing, and so what I've done is I've edited the BGA to speed up the processing by a factor of 3. It's still nowhere near as fast as it was in FS19, but it's better. It is going to mean we can get through selling some of this manure at a moderate pace. I'm still looking out for fertilizing contracts to make use of it, and in fact in a bit we will pick up a fertilizing contract for a field of soybeans that's quite early on its growth, and I think we can semi-legitimately spread slurry on it. So the manure we're going to focus on putting through the BGA, and the slurry we're going to try and generate some income from doing a contract. Yeah, it's paying a bit. So I have progressed on to June and our barley field is ready, but I want to do this contract first. So we're going to take the 6M over with our little slurry spreader, and this is borderline realistic. I'm just setting up some auto drive points so that I can use the case to bring over our little slurry tanker to keep us full, because we only hold 8,000 litres of slurry, which is in the last reload. Now you'd probably be better with a dribble bar for this, but it's FS and I need a way of generating income from this slurry that we've got. It doesn't go very far. We completely empty both cow sheds and the BGA of its digestate, and we don't quite finish the job, so we do end up breaking out the solid fertilizer spreader in a bit. And once I've got this job done, I'm going to get into harvesting then. And I was debating waiting for the A, R8 field potentially, and B, other fields to be ready to harvest on the map. There are a couple that are ready, a couple of barley fields that are ready at the same point as ours is, because we're going to pay I think it costs us about $17,000 to lease the harvester that I go for, and it would be nice to recover some of that cost with some contracts, and obviously bonus crop is always good. So yeah, I did think about delaying harvest until July, but in the end I actually just crack on with it. So we're just going to fill the tanker back up again. That's the first carrier shed empty, and I think this empties the second one as well. Maybe I think we're going to pick up some digestate now. So it's still emptying manure into the BGA constantly. And just on the last of the digestate now, it has not lasted very long. I've not messed about with the application rates at all on this. I'm really looking forward to precision farming coming, so that we can do a more sensible rate. Actually, we may have some left in the tanker. No, actually we've got enough left to fill it up. I thought I was further through this than we actually are, but we definitely don't finish the field, and we soon switch to solid fertilizer just to do the last bit. We'd have probably made more if we'd waited and fed it through the BGA. But the issue there is that once the slurry pit is full, dairy cows stop producing milk, and we need them to produce milk. We have actually a fair bit of milk to sell. I'd forgotten that that was the next job I wanted to do. I poised the semi by the milk collection point, but then totally forgot and got interested in doing other stuff. Well, that's good, because we had to borrow quite a lot of money to put the BGA in, so that will help us recover some of that if we sell some of the milk, which I end up doing right at the end. Let's stick another bag of fertilizer in the spreader. Shouldn't need too much to get this done. There's literally a corner of the field left, and it's going to pay us $14,000. We put probably 80,000 litres of organic fertilizer on the field. Yeah, about $50 a thousand litres. So sorry, my brain's not working very well for doing those sums. I'm just going to quickly grab the old calculator, and we will 50, and it was about 80. So that would have been about 4,000. So yeah, we have actually made more money, even with using a bit of solid fertilizer, by turning the slurry and digestate into a contract. So that's pretty good to realise. Actually, I think that, and maybe realism, you might want to get a dribble bar to do that. Time to lease a combine. So we've picked up a harvesting contract on field 9, which is up at the top of the map, and we're going to lease the John Deere 560. I was toying between the two, but the John Deere is slightly faster. Leasing the appropriate header and header trailer as well, and we'll stick the header trailer on the back of the Ford truck and get ourselves loaded up and get back to the farm. I'm going to use auto drive to take the combine back, and we will drive the truck back, and then we can get stuck into doing some harvesting. So we just have our barley field at the moment, plus the contract fields that I have picked up. Got auto drive set up to cart. Doesn't work brilliantly for some reason today. I'm not sure why. And we're just going to stick all of our beacons and hazards on while we block the road to load up the header. So I manually harvest 75% of this field, and then the game crashes. So you'll notice at some point that the way it's been harvested changes, because I stick it on course play to redo it. So there's a subtle difference. I finish it manually, but to get back to where we were, I put it on course play just to get it done and out of the way. So we're going to cut a couple of headlands on this field and then get into the body of the field. We're going to try and unload on the way past the fen. See how that goes. You can see the semi is waiting with the milk tank on the back to deliver some milk, but I forgot. I got excited about harvesting and poo again with the BGA. It's slightly worrying that my best performing videos are generally about poo. You guys obviously are a bit weird. So yeah, just coming around the second headland and trying to get auto drive to come over and empty for us, and it doesn't seem to want to, which is really annoying. I think the problem is I created a very small custom loop that went from the field point to the silo and back, and it was then picking up the main auto drive network, and it just and couldn't get to the point it needed to. So that was the issue, I think. But it seems to be working okay here. It parks in a really inconvenient place considering I want to run down there. But, you know, that's auto drive for you, I guess. I'm having to stop to have drinks fairly frequently at the moment, which is kind of annoying when you're trying to record a voiceover. It's actually quite a long video. And I haven't done an intro because I've been finding it difficult to find time to record the intros separately. So if you're wondering why the last few videos have been straight time lapses, that's why. Let's cut into the video. And I also haven't done any survival challenge in probably a week. Again, not sure why. Just, I think I'm probably putting off the fact that it's all going to be forestry. Don't tell anyone. I'm sure I've mentioned it, but I've got some hopefully ideas now for some interesting videos coming up. We're going to do a beef cattle one, going to revisit chickens on the most profitable animals bit, and going to do another courseplay one on grass work and different types of mowers and how you set those up. So if you've got offset mowers and things like that, and forage wagons. So we're going to have a look at that in courseplay as well soon. And probably actually before this comes out, we will have done the snowy weather video, and yeah, hopefully people will like that. I suspect a lot of people that watch my videos probably won't, but yeah, we'll see. It's just again learning how to play with the game, because like with the UK growth geo, once you know how to do it for one thing, you can then start to learn how to do it for all the rest. So we're now back after the game crashed, and courseplay has reharvested the field for me up to this point, and we're just going to finish it off. So yeah, that's why it may look a little bit different with the straw source. Obviously, we need the straw for the cows, and I do have the straw from missions mod enabled. So probably what I'm going to do is in the next video I've got 2 harvesting contracts lined up now. I'm hoping that we'll get the third one, which is the bigger field. Get those 3 harvesting contracts out of the way, and then we'll go around and do all of the straw baling and pick up the bales. I may get an auto load trailer for that. Last row on here, and then we'll have a look at how much barley we actually got. I kind of wasn't paying attention as I was harvesting of how much crop we were getting, because while courseplay was running, I was emptying the trailer fairly frequently, so I never really let it fill up. And yeah, so I'm not too sure how much we got at this point. And we're then going to go and take a load of milk up to the sell point just to get a bit more cash in, and we then probably need to pay that off the loan. While we've been working, the BGA has pretty much processed the trailer full of manure that I'd put in as well, so we'll drop another trailer load in that as well. We're getting caught up, so I'm hoping now that the processing rate that I have it set at will be enough to just keep up with the manure and slurry that we're producing. Right, so we got 60,000 litres of barley. I kind of switched off that a little bit too quickly. Yeah, 60,000 litres of barley, which is going to be a nice little cash injection when the price is good. We'll take most of a trailer of manure over and tip that in the BGA. Want the trailer to be empty for future harvesting contracts, and let's go sell some milk. I'm just going to do one trailer full. We'll do another trailer full at the start of the next video probably. Got to go up to the farmers market, which is a fair drive, so we will, the magic of editing will instantly jump there. And this is going to net us $20,000. Editing unfortunately cuts off the final value. So thanks for watching, folks. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and I'll catch you next time on Ravenwood Farm.